recording, and that way it'll keep game 2 and 3 self-contained. Let's see if we can find this thing. Alright, so this will be game 2. We'll be slightly out of order. Apologize for that, but we'll fix it in post. DaVinci Resolve, huh? I've not heard of it. I don't know. I'll have to try to look into it. Like I was able to use like Windows Movie Maker when I was a kid, but I've done nothing since then. Oh, I guess if you're able to, yeah, that's probably a better way to do it. Except I might lose game 2 if how do I want to do this? Yeah, let's just grab game 2 and do it a little bit out of order. Yep, live it is. I actually do have chat pulled up on the other screen for once, so agreed. We'll just go game 2. Um, I have opinions on how the first game went based on the map choice, but we'll just uh, we'll just let it play. All right. So we are going to be into game 2, the set between WinterZeus and Red Hot Chili Peppers. We'll start with WinterZeus this time. So Winterblood is playing in the green instead of the yellow this time, and is playing as the Aztecs. Zeus is in the red and is playing as the Ketons. We have got Red Hot Chili Peppers, Harya, and Piment. Harya is in the gray and is playing as the Armenians, and Piment is in the dark blue and is playing as the Vikings. I pretty heavily favor Red Hot Chili Peppers civs in this. The reason why is Vikings, of course, get the free wheelbarrow and hand card. It really jumpstarts their eco, especially on a closed map like Arena. They can go into archers pretty easily. They are missing Thumb Ring, I believe, but archers are still a good call for them because their eco is well set up for it. They can also go into pretty strong infantry. Berserks are good. They've got chieftains that makes their infantry better against Cav, and they've also got Boggs Vigar, which makes their archers stronger in the late game. They've also got the siege rams, and I just think they're pretty good into Aztecs Aztecs Ketons here. Armenians are also going to be decent into this comp, if you ask me. And the main reason why is because if you're Aztecs, actually, sorry, I was thinking about Eagle Warriors for the Aztecs, but Aztecs also get the chaddest of chads, the Jaguar Warrior. And Jaguar Warriors will mess up even tankier Armenian champions. And that's generally a part of the comp you want to go for in late game as Armenians. Now, composite bowmen are pretty solid too. They ignore armor. They could give Jaguar Warriors some issues. But Aztecs also get the Atlatl skirms, which, would probably do pretty decently into composite bowmen. Just because composite bowmen are lacking some range in the late game. As for Ketons, this is a weird pick for Arena, if you ask me. Ketons don't really have a great late game. They're kind of built for the feudal, like they're built for getting the use out of the timings of the double forging and the double iron casting. It's not that they're completely useless late game. You know, Liao Daos are still pretty strong, and they could fight into the Armenian champions pretty well. Just, you know, they aren't any stronger than any other Civ in late game. Their attack bonus gets equaled out once other Civs get Blast Furnace. They don't get Bloodlines, despite being known as kind of a cav Civ. They're a power spike Civ. They get the heavy CA in Castle Age, but Arena is more likely to go Imp. So that's why I don't necessarily like Ketons here. And maybe Zeus has got a plan to go aggro a little bit earlier. I worry, especially into a player as good as Piment. I don't know how Ketons are going to match up. Yeah, VK is right. The Jags hard counter any sort of infantry play, and both Vikings and Armenians are infantry civs. They've just got some other options that can make Jags' life difficult, too. Yeah, I was definitely thinking the comp bows would be the thought into Jags late game if it gets to that point. I don't think they're super tanky. We'll have a glance. That doesn't tell me from here. I'm pretty sure they're maybe like 1-1 armor. You know, so once you get to the last infantry armor, like 1+3, 1+4 would be my guess. But don't quote me on that. If we get to that point, we can laugh at how bad I am. So Winter is picking up Loom, which makes me think he might have let himself get housed, or maybe it's part of the build. I don't know. Maybe he plans to go forward with villagers. Yeah, if they... Man, this is really weird once I start reading chat and I'm not just screaming into the void. Yeah, that is a good point. If they're able to get some rams together and batter down some walls, then those Ketons Cav can really do some damage. I suppose they could also look into an imp timing with like being able to click up to heavy CA on the way to imp. They're still frailer than normal heavy cav archers due to the lack of bloodlines, but that's you know, cheaper click up. They could get that power spike. Like, you know, it's just one more that you could do into imp or in late castle if you're trying to use the Ketons. On that note, so Harya got up to feudal first, then Piment, then Winter, then Zeus. Zeus did go up at 24 pop. He's going to need a house before he hits feudal. Hope he remembers that. He's got a mining camp, and that mining camp is going on stone, which makes me think castle drop. Okay, so this may very well be the early aggro play. This could be interesting. Still needs to remember a house. We got another mining camp on gold. Now that gold is a little bit more vulnerable. Something is screaming. It must be the birds. That's a bit more vulnerable gold pile than this one, but neither of them are great. This isn't an amazing generation for the golds for Zeus. He's got his 2 vills queued, and he's going to realize that he needs a house. Welcome to Feudal Age. Build a house. Meanwhile, for Winter, he's going normal blacksmith market. Piment has gone blacksmith market. Check their resources real quick. Yeah, Piment has clicked up. Harya is pretty far away himself. Is also on stone. This is going to take a bit. He's got enough gold, but he needs some food. Looks like he's going to put up a market. Yeah, might need to look at selling stone, doing kind of what Shoveler did in his arena game versus Russ and Moto. sell the stone to get up to castle, and then put more villagers on stone afterward to counterbalance. Winter went forward with outposts on Piment. So okay, this is absolutely an aggro play. I like it. Are they gonna hit the timings well enough though? Piment, yeah. Oh, Piment sees the Vil and is probably gonna be able to kill it. Oh, 2 HP. Okay, is Piment gonna put up any military buildings? The scout was all he had. He can also, you know, just layer another, like put in another layer of wall. He's, you know, I'm sure he's run into castle drops and arena aggro before and probably knows what to do better than most people in this league. And he's still got a full 2.5 minutes before Zeus makes it there, whereas he is there himself. So he can, you know, I know it's not super amazing as Vikings, but yep, he's going to put up a monastery. Do Vikings get redemption? They do not. Okay. I mean, you can still try to convert villagers, though. If Winter's looking at dropping a castle, which is he on stone? The heck's a stone? He does not have Vils on stone currently. Okay, so maybe Zeus is looking for the castle drop, and Winter is gonna go aggro in a different way. A little weird is Aztecs, because you don't get light cav to go out and try to snipe monks. Okay, Piment's just VK's telling me that it's just full boom mode. Fair enough. We'll see if the aggro is able to disrupt him. I mean, monks are, like, if someone's going the light cav into boom on arena, these would be vulnerable, but it doesn't look like that's what they're doing. Technically, Zeus might have been in a decent position to try to go for that. He has only had 3 on stone, too. He's going to hit castle and not quite have enough for the castle age and not have enough stone for the castle yet. Do have his scout around Harya's base here, and oh, that looks like a dead monk. Oh, T90 blind. Put him in chat. The scout found the monk, and the monk died. Another one coming out. Piment is already up to the 3 TCs. There's Zeus making it to castle. Harya's going to be right behind him. Winter putting up a 2nd TC. Doesn't have enough wood for the 3rd yet, which I relate to heavily. I have that issue all the time. This is kind of an awkward... it's a satisfying mining camp because you don't have to build another one on both, but that's a lot of walking distance for all these vills. It's just not castles at all. I was so excited. That's a weird siege workshop too. You kind of want, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter a ton for pastures, but you still kind of want them to be somewhere where, you know, things can, like defensive buildings can help with them. Winter's scout taking some pot shots on Harya's. And this Eagle Scout is just guarding this relic. I'm guessing Harya is going to just try to grab one of the other ones. But Winter's grabbing a relic of his own. Where... Did he send out a monk again and get it killed again? What's the KD? Zero eco KD. Yeah, he's lost 3 units. But he's also already on 4 TCs. Man, I really feel like letting the 1500 player boom is not the strategy. Particularly with the civs that Winter and Zeus have. They're both up to 3 of their own. Harya's only on 2. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like if you run into... I do not know about the Siege Workshop. It got built in a very inconvenient place, and it's done nothing. You know, there's no infantry coming out. He doesn't even have a stable yet. Zeus is inching close to a castle again, but he's now only at 2 on stone. So that's going to take a while. Harya's getting long swordsman and chainmail, so he's ready to do his thing as Armenians. He's also got a siege workshop of his own, so that might be a siege tower or battering rams. His 3rd TC coming up as well. Piment's up to 5. My goodness. Y'all high elo people are insane in a good way. Yep, Omega Boom indeed. Yeah, goodness. I mean, he's already got 30 farms. He's got 13 on stone. He'll be able to get a castle up pretty quickly. This looks like it's going to be a... I mean, don't get me wrong. I have the same issue on Arena. I don't get safe boom very often, so it's kind of nice to just play Boom Simulator for a while. But, like, you just... I feel like if you're playing someone who's higher elo than you, then going into an aggro strat is going to offer your best, like, significantly. Obviously, if you're, you know, a 1k playing into a 1k1, you know, you can... There's plenty enough going on both sides there that you don't necessarily need to go YOLO. But when you're looking at, you know, mid 1k versus 1500, I don't know. I feel like the aggro should be the call. Because, yeah, 94 for Piment, and no one else is above 65. Make that 97. I'm surprised he hasn't clicked imp yet. He's probably going to pretty soon. One thing I'm seeing here that I'm going to try to keep an eye on in my own games is that he's not spamming vills onto gold from any of his TCs. They're all going to, like, some went to stone, but they're all going to wood and just making farms. Yep, and there's the imp click. Yeah, I was watching last night's match, Russ, and yeah, Sec just absolutely steamrolled that, getting out the that many elite step lancers. So we do have a Vil coming forward for Zeus, but we've also got Rams and Longswords ready for Harya, so if he's just outposting, all right. At one point, this relic did get yoinked, but I think it looks like it was actually Winter that took that. So he's got the relics. The One-Vil Castle. If Harya attacks right now, this is going to be a problem for WinterZeus. They about have imp resources themselves. Zeus is a little bit closer than Winter. Zeus is now much closer than Winter. He just made a ton of vills. Yeah, more vills are coming for the castle. Is Harya going to come out? I don't think so. The infantry ram timing. Oh, he garrisons. Okay. It might be happening. Also got something angry over here. I think it is too late for... Yeah, I think it's too late for him to deny the castle now. Making a barracks to go alongside it. And Piment is now operating a fully armed... He's got a fully armed and operational battle station now. 121 Vils, starting to tech into crossbow, which will then become arbalest. We have a single mangonel ford for Winter, but these Vils are going to be able to batter it down. And yep, there's Chemistry, there's Bracer, there's Arbalest, there's Capped Ram. This is going to be a straightforward, you know, Arbs behind, probably Berserks or Champions in front in the Rams, or possibly even just Arbalest Ram. You know, I don't know if he's going to need anything else, given how far behind the other team is. Winter's up to Imp, but he's up to Imp at only 75. We've got Liao Daos coming out, and they are going to go try to help, but they don't have great Pierce armor, and they have no upgrades. The bleed damage is good, and admittedly these mangonels are probably the best thing that Winter can be making right now, but into Arbs, they don't have the Pierce armor. And there is the Jaguar Warrior. Okay, so it's 1-2 armor. Base armor. And, I mean, yeah, like, we've got some choo-choo, but the Arbs are faster, and the Jags are frail. Yes, yeah, Piment is going to be fully teched into everything that he ever wants by the time everybody else in the game is even thinking about imp upgrades. We do get Gambesons, Man-at-Arms, Squires, all coming in from Zeus. What did Ketons get, infantry-wise? They get Champion, and they get Plate Mail Armor. So I guess they're basically fully upgraded barracks. And it's not awful. You're just not really using your Civ's bonuses. And here comes 2 barracks, 3 archery ranges, and a siege workshop for Piment. Make that 3 siege workshops. Winter's gonna make a Treb. And there are a couple more mangonels coming forward. Those will die to Arbalest. Oh, and he's got Bogsvigar too. Those are 6+5. Yeah, look at all these upgrades. Conscription, Ring, Archer Armor, 2-handed Swordsman, Champion. Those are going to be some very dead mangonels. They've only got 6 Pierce Armor. They take 5 damage a shot. Here come the Siege Rams. Choo-choo! And here come the Rams from Harya. He used his Armenians bonus to tech into Champion early. And has already got 2-handed Swordsman, even though he's still in Castle. The Liao Daos are... Like, the Liao Daos are a good unit, but they don't have the upgrades. And you can only make them from castles, so it makes them a little bit harder to spam. Yep. We do have some light cav coming out. Once again, no upgrades. Piment is into Winter's base. These are Lattice Skirms now, but they don't have full armor. And these are Bogsvigar archers. So, Jags coming out from the castle, but Siege Rams are so tanky. Such an underrated unit. Hard to get into. Not a ton of civs get them. But they just wreck. Yep. Castle's gonna go down, and it's just gonna be choo-choo into the base. Should've gone aggro. That's all I got. More Rams coming in. These are still just Castle Age Rams, but they're gonna be capped Rams soon. This is how it feels every time I play Arena. Even when I'm not playing against a 1500. Oh yeah. Winter just resigned already. Yeah, that was pretty clinical. The Panic Lumber Camp, I respect it. Got a rocket cart. We'll do some damage to the Rams. The market wall survives. Guess Zeus is just going to play on a little bit just to, you know, just for bragging rights, I guess. Making a lot of light cav. But here comes the choo-choo. Yeah, just... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's going to be hard to beat a player that's 500 elo higher than you under any circumstances, but trying to beat them going meta is the absolute hardest. You know, or at least not going for something crazy. The champs are in. They are fighting against conspicuously Castle Age longswords. And they're taking a bunch of damage from their own rocket carts. Two hands are better than one, and yep, that is going to be the game. Definitely, you know, I definitely understand why Zeus and Winter did what they did. Yeah, just a tough matchup to try to do that into. If they were playing me, it would have worked just fine. But yep, that's just how it goes sometimes. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and if you're able to get me that that full game 1 rec VK, I can double back to that because since that was played on Arena and that was Winter and Zeus's home map, I am pretty darn sure that that was a 2-0. Or alternately, I can just wait until they post it in the match results and grab it from there. With that said, oh, perfect. See Discord. Let's see what we've got here. Thank you. Let me grab that real quick. This will need to go. Let's see, I believe it's got to go into users. Yeah, just hold off here. I guess it's an extract. Okay, let's do it that way. All right, let's extract it in there and see if that worked. Doesn't look like it. All right. There we go. How about now? There it is. Okay, let me go ahead and turn the recording off and on again real quick. Just so I have a clear game 2 1 and then a clear game 1.